Okay, you guys, we are back with another video. And since we live in small rooms with low ceilings and we love to obsess over the same person, but the same person doesn't love to obsess over us, like, how is it that she gets the time or the day to see what everyone else is doing? This is how you know Stefon Diggs is gone, honey. He's gone, and he's not yet ready to return. No. I've seen some clips across the internet with Stefon Diggs working out, focusing on his career. Stefon Diggs' other baby mamas, they're holding down the fort because they know that, their kids weren't born with gold spoons in their mouths. And these other baby mamas, they know that they are not an industry plant, so they cannot ruin things for their child's father, because if they ruin things for their child's father, they don't have the luxury of being an industry plant to spoil their kids and give their kids a luxurious lifestyle. And I hope you guys can see why it is that Cardi B's behavior will always be different in comparison to the other baby mamas. Let's talk about it, because at this point in time, I believe we can see why some women will have 2 babies for Stefon Diggs easy, and others like Cardi B will even fight to have a second one, because make no mistakes, Stefon Diggs, he's no choir boy. Offset is a choir boy, and still Offset is not. But when you look at Stefon Diggs versus Offset behavior, Offset carries himself a lot better, right? But irrespective of that, we can all see that Stefon Diggs never came out here with any drama. And that's just the truth. The guy lives, his life the way he likes to live it, with a lot of women, being a womanizer. And do you guys observe something? Like, have you guys ever had this like light bulb moment? Like, you've always been conscious, but then you get like a download, as some people would call it, and like, you're like, why haven't I think about that? Because I was watching Cam Newton's podcast interview with Spice, and I'm like, why is Cam Newton behaving like this? I didn't realize that Cam Newton gives this zesty vibe as well. And I'm like, what are the chances that every womanizer tend to have this zesty ass attitude? Stefon Diggs, Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, they all have one common thing about them. They give zesty, and it's no lie. You guys can look into it for yourselves. But that's not what we are here to talk about. Cardi B, does not respect Stefon Diggs if she cannot have life her way, and she will do whatever it takes without thinking of how much she's about to cost Stefon Diggs. You know why? She's not thinking about what she's about to cost Stefon Diggs, because whatever she cost him, it benefits her, and she can run home and still feed her kids, while Stefon Diggs' kids will be the only ones to suffer. So when we see Stefon Diggs' other baby mamas out here not putting him on blast, not dragging him through the mud, or do any of those distasteful things, I realize that these girls, they are not as dumb as we think they are. They're not stupid as we think they are. As a matter of fact, they're smart and they're being calculated. They know that if they come on the internet running their mouths and just be saying anything, it can be a jeopardy to their own child's future. But to Barnaby, who has absolutely nothing to lose, because Barnaby knows that her career it thrives on toxic mess, toxic drama. Barnaby, I believe she's very spiteful. I believe she's aware that her actions are going to impact Stefon Diggs' money. And if Stefon Diggs' money is negatively impacted, the kids will be impacted. Not her kids, but the other children will be. And as such, with this man choosing to stay away from Barnaby at this point, I believe that Stefon Diggs is making a executive decision, not only for himself, like the dude is hella selfish, but when you look at the mere fact that he knows that whether he has a contract or not, those child support needs to be paid. Who is not relying on that child support? Cardi B. Whose children has nothing to lose? Cardi B. So you're gonna find that Stefon Diggs' baby mamas, they're gonna always behave different from Cardi B. And I believe this is one of the reasons why Cardi B and K Benji was feuding behind the scenes, because if you guys have missed it, it is said that Cardi B and K Benji was feuding behind the scenes, and it was after Cardi B had that crash out on Stefon Diggs publicly. And I'm like, why would she have such a crash out? But looking at it for what it is, Cardi B will never be calculated with Stefon Diggs, because her kids will not suffer for her behavior. The other baby mamas know that if they should come out and behave in a distasteful manner, their children will suffer, because their children relies on their father. Cardi B knows that her children does not rely on Stefon Diggs, so Cardi B is selfish, Like, if you really think about Cardi B's actions, extremely selfish. And as such, I don't blame Stefon Diggs for wanting to keep his distance away from her, because she is a liability. Just as the podcast bros have said, Stefon Diggs needs to stay away from Cardi B. And the moment that the podcast bros said it, we could literally see Stefon Diggs staying away from this woman. And I think it's gonna take a few months before we ever see Stefon Diggs near Cardi B again. I don't believe they're done and over. I believe they still have a little bit to go, but he's gonna always be calculated with her, because she has nothing to lose. Her children have nothing to lose, but Stefon Diggs has everything to lose, and his children have everything to lose. So the other baby mamas will never behave like how Cardi B does. And that's how you know Barney is truly selfish. But let me know if you guys have observed this as well. Like the other baby mamas, they never ever sought to put Stefon Diggs on blast about anything. But the moment that Cardi B could not have her way with Stefon Diggs, she started saying, oh, if she gets with a gay man, the internet is not gonna know. And then she starts bragging about both dudes still chasing after her. She's dumping them. Both dudes are still madly in love with her. But we have never seen the sign, because she's the one who's always claiming someone. We have never seen anyone claiming her. But I've realized the other baby mamas are a lot smarter than Cardi B, and they are a lot more intelligent than Cardi B is. They know what is at stake, and they're not gonna jeopardize their children's future not for anyone. And I think that that's very decent of those women, especially knowing that Stefon Diggs does not deserve their respect, but they know that their children will suffer if they don't keep things clean and classy. So kudos to those women for not being selfish and for having a functioning brain. But leave your comment below, guys. We're gonna talk some more. Peace.